Can Saturn just leave Aquarius right now? The washing machine's going berserk right now because I'm washing a rug, so if you hear it, don't say anything. Hi. Hello. Welcome back to my wish obsession. And in today's pick a card reading, we will be asking, what are you manifesting right now? And basically it's just like, I feel like it's a little bit different than like what is manifesting, like what is literally coming to you, but more of just like, what about your energy right now and what nice things are you bringing in, and maybe what can you change to refine your energy, make it more potent. So obviously we have 4 piles here today. Now, if you like my reading style, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. But anyways, for today's piles, we have pile 1 with the Rainbow Heart Tarot, pile 2 with the Pastel Journey Tarot, pile 3 with the Apparition Tarot, and pile 4 with the Gentle Heart Tarot. And yeah, those are the piles, but timestamps will be in the description box as always. And yeah, if you have chosen your pile, then see you at your reading. If you want to sit and listen to me ramble for an extra minute or two, then hi. Oh my gosh, guys, I don't know if you can hear the freaking washing machine, but it's literally going crazy right now. And it was really loud, and I was kind of scared that I'd wake my roommate or like summon her, because I was like, not the washing machine sounding like it's about to explode. But yeah, and I also cleaned my room, like not cleaned it, but at least I vacuumed it. I'm washing my rug, and I was like, I don't know, I just like woke up and I was like, let me be in a good mood today. Like, not that I haven't been in a good mood waking up these past few days, but I was like, you know what, today I want it to be specifically good. You know what I mean? Not like, oh, like pretty neutral day. No, like I wanted it to be a good day. So that's what I'm doing. But I did start filming a little bit later today. It's like 12 right now, and usually I start at like 9 or 10. But I don't know. I just wanted to wake up a little bit more today. And yeah, that's all I have for you today, I think. So thank you for listening to me ramble. See you at your reading. I love you. Bye. See you there. Oh my god. Hello, pile 1. If you chose the Rainbow Heart Tarot, this is going to be your reading for what are you manifesting right now. But first, we need to get into your oracle cards, because I actually pulled quite a few today. I don't know. I was just like feeling it. So yeah, let's get right into it. For your oracle cards, we have Tiger with Strength, Dignity, and Majesty. We have the Gallery of Those Who Came Before. I'm kind of figuring out the layout as I go. Someone Soon. Full Moon in Leo, Go Wild. And Boat, Money or Property Through an Inheritance, Winning or Windfall. Sorry, I got stuck right there. And then Lightning, Control Your Anger or You Will Be Sorry. So right off the bat, pile 1, I feel like you're manifesting a partner, or like for some of you it could be like a romantic partner, or just like a friend or more people into your life, or somebody very important. But the reason I say a romantic partner specifically is because we do have Someone Soon, and then we also have Leo here. And Leo correlates to the 5th house, and that makes me think of like, romance, love, performance, art, and all things related to that. So it makes me believe that some of you are manifesting something like that. But other than that, I just feel like a lot of you are manifesting a lot of good things. And I know that's pretty broad, but I feel like you've been very diligent lately. And I feel like you're manifesting the strength to come through. And with the Gallery of Those Who Came Before, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if for some of you, you've like endured like a breakup, or like, cutting ties with people. But it just seems as if though that with this tiger card here and this lightning card, you've tolerated a lot leading up until this point. And when I say tolerated, I mean like you've dealt with a lot of BS and you've dealt with a lot of pain and a lot of things that were pretty frustrating, honestly. I don't know, like, I just feel like the more oracle cards I pull, the more specific the message gets, so it's kind of harder to elaborate even further upon it. But I just basically what I'm picking up on here is that for a vast majority of you, you could be like manifesting a romantic partner, and you could also be manifesting like a more exciting time. You know, like I'm sensing that a good portion of you are manifesting good times of friends, going out on the night, you know, just like a lot of fun stuff, you know. And I feel like I don't know why, but the word fun makes me feel some type of way because like this is kind of like I don't know, it's just like I don't know how to describe and elaborate upon that word more eloquently to where it sounds more on brand for what this reading is coming through. Like I'm just sensing that like you're manifesting more opportunities to make really good memories, and a lot of you could also be manifesting really big bucks right now. I feel like especially since like Leo correlates to like it doesn't even matter if you have Leo placements or not, you could, but you know, Leos I find that have really expensive taste. Do you hear the washing machine? That's what I was talking about in the intro. Anyways, but yeah, I feel like with the gallery of those who came before, the reason that I also feel like you're manifesting somebody is because this lead, or like the reason why I feel like some of you went through a breakup is because of this card. Because you know, with the gallery, those who came before, it makes me think that like you're looking back on something, and it doesn't have to be like a breakup. It could literally just be that you're looking back on past memories. I do feel a sense of nostalgia with this particular reading. I feel like maybe some of you have been looking back on different eras of your life. You're like, wow, I really miss that era of my life. Oh my gosh, I remember this era of my life where I was listening to this song or eating this stuff, or you know, going out here, or when I lived here. And so it just makes me believe that you're manifesting something like that. You know, you're manifesting good times and you're manifesting more nostalgia. And I feel like through maybe this nostalgic feeling, maybe you're feeling a sense of nostalgia and like a sense of longing for the past, and therefore you're kind of like like bringing in more memories like that, or bringing back that feeling through the songs you listen through, to like the places you go, or the foods you eat, or you know, the people you talk to. You know, I feel like for some of you, you could also be bringing people back into your life. And with this someone soon card, I really do feel like it could be a wild card. I just feel like some of you are like manifest. Like I think it's safe to say that all of you are calling in somebody, and I know that's pretty vague, but I honestly feel like that's kind of the nature of this card. Obviously, I keep saying that it could be like romantic for some of you, but for the majority of you, it could literally just be like a friend, you know, like a sibling, you know, just the sense that you're bringing in someone to spend time with. So yeah. I always feel like I'm like repeating myself over and over, and it's like kind of like nerve-wracking because I don't like repeating myself over and over because it makes me feel like I'm like, I don't know, not making any sense. So we're gonna get right into the tarot here. Also, with these tea leaf fortune cards, I do think that these are messages all in their own, especially with the lightning card. I feel as if though maybe for a good time, maybe you guys were dealing with something that was a little bit frustrating. I'm not too sure what it was, but for some of you, it could be related to money because of the boat card. But for others of you, it could be involved with like a romantic relationship. I feel like for some of you, it'd be wise to control your impulses, or to not be too like reckless in your decision making, because I do feel as if though if you don't let the seeds you've sown grow, or you don't let things kind of root in, things like that, I feel like it could really bite you in the arse later on. And what I mean by that is I feel like patience will be a huge virtue for you. This makes me think of like Gemini energy. But yeah, I'm gonna take these away, and actually no, I'll just move them to the side. That makes sense. That's not as satisfying. Here, let me move these right here. And then I'll just put this right here. That makes sense. All right. What is pile 1 manifesting? What is pile 1 manifesting? Oh, wow. We have 8 of Pentacles. And what's the bottom of the deck? We have 10 of Wands. I'll take that. Yeah, honestly, pile 1, I feel like a lot of you are really not tired, but it just seems as if though you've really been pulling through and you've been working very hard. And for some of you, I feel like with the 8 of Pentacles, maybe you've been diving into more entrepreneurial routes, or you've just been really working towards your career. You know, I feel as if though that's kind of the general consensus that I'm picking up on with this 8 of Pentacles, because I feel like all of you, every single one of you that's watching this, you've been working very hard and you've been filling up your schedule. And for some of you, I just feel like right now, like what you're manifesting is a more appropriate routine and something that's a lot less like draining and something that's a lot less, you know, dreadful or painful. And I feel like a lot of you are also bringing in better self-care. I feel like you're bringing in more opportunities to rest, more opportunities to kind of take a chance and, you know, smell the flowers, if you know what I mean. Because I feel like, I don't know, like this reading, I was expecting to go into it very energized, but honestly, upon going into it, like I feel kind of lethargic and kind of like headache. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I feel so tired. And honestly, I feel like that's how the majority of you feel. I feel like you feel really exhausted. And so I feel like you've been really daydreaming about an opportunity to really rest and to really recuperate and kind of let go of some of the anger that you're probably holding in. And honestly, I don't feel as if though for the vast majority of you, it could literally just be anger. I feel like it could be stress too, you know, like try looking into like where you have a lot of tension in your body, because I've read that like different parts of your body hold like tell a different type of story as to what kind of stress you're holding and, you know, where you're storing your stress. For example, I store a lot of stress in my neck and sometimes my shoulders, and so therefore my neck's always freaking hurting. But yeah, I also feel like you also may be manifesting some peace and quiet. I'm sensing, I feel like for a lot of you, you've been doing a lot of talking or you've been participating in a lot of group things. It's just like, if you've been part of a lot of group activities or you've been around people constantly, you're manifesting the opportunity to be alone more, and vice versa. So if you've been alone more and you've been wanting to hang out with friends or, you know, talk to more people, meet new people, or get with someone, you will start meeting more people and you will start meeting someone and you will start getting out there again. So it's like, I just feel like it's safe to say that whatever condition your life is in right now, basically what you're manifesting is the opposite of it, to where you can kind of relax and take a break from this exhausting or anxiety inducing lifestyle. We also have the Tower. Oh my gosh. Literally, I feel like the changes, like there's gonna be a lot of changes in your life, and I feel like with this 10 of Wands and 8 of Pentacles, I'm getting the sense that like you guys have really been keeping up this weird routine, and I don't really feel like it's a routine, and I feel like it's safe to say a vast majority of you are manifesting a better routine, like I said, one that is more cohesive and one that is more predictable and less stress inducing. And I feel like you've been participating in some bad habits, or you've been kind of clinging onto some things, and I feel like the Tower card is here because it's kind of letting me know that like I get this feeling that like whatever lifestyle that you've been kind of living up until this point will be dramatically uprooted pretty soon here. And I feel like it's gonna happen. Honestly, I hate to say, but I don't really feel as if though this not life changing, but like, you know, these big changes coming, I can't say that they're all gonna be just like the feel good changes. I feel like if you do have Leo in your chart or like fixed energy in your chart, it could possibly be an uncomfortable transition or something that is very like, you get the rug pulled from beneath your feet. But I feel like it'll be one of those changes to where you adapt very quickly and you kind of realize that like it was something that you really didn't need in the first place. I hate to sound like I'm not making any sense here, but basically what I'm trying to say is that like changes are coming your way that you're manifesting in regards to your lifestyle and your physical and mental health. And these changes, not all of them will be easy or comfortable, but they are definitely necessary and they will definitely bring some much needed revamps to specific areas of your life, especially parts of your life that is in regards to your self-care and how you treat yourself and how you interact with other people and how you go about romance. Because I feel as if though there is an unsustainable habit that you've been participating in, and I feel like it'll be one of those habits that you can finally let go of, but it'll definitely be kind of like a hard thing to kick, but once you do, you'll be heavily rewarded for it. And I honestly feel like the change that I'm talking about is one that you've been hoping for anyways. I feel like at this point with this lightning card here, it really doesn't seem as if though it's a change that you're like, oh my gosh, no, like I freaking love this lifestyle. I feel like a good portion of you are definitely like, girl, like I need this change, like please, like I just don't want to live like this anymore. I don't care what it takes, And honestly, it's pretty safe to say, pile one, that you are manifesting a better lifestyle and that you are manifesting something that is more sustainable and way better. And when I keep saying the word sustainable, it makes me think that like you've been wanting to go more sustainable, like think like stop using plastic straws, like buy reusable cups from Starbucks, or start recycling more, or start upcycling and things like that. It just makes me believe that there's a lifestyle that you've been living that you just completely do not resonate with, but it's something that you had to cultivate out of survival. But now that you're like in a better state of mind, you're realizing how many of your habits don't really serve you anymore and don't really like help you, like they don't make you feel good. They don't make you wake up and like, wow, like I love this lifestyle, like I love this routine, and you know what, if some of you do love the routine that you're in now, because I do feel like this reading at the time that it's found you, it could be at any stage, it could have found you after you've already started manifesting this lifestyle and you've been starting to see it come into fruition, or for some of you it literally hasn't even started at all and you don't even see it on the horizon. But it's pretty safe to say that it is coming and that it will kind of be, it'll obviously be different for every single person from that's watching this, but I think that across the board that it definitely will change your life for the better and make your life a little bit easier to live and a lot less stress inducing, because I feel like you've been living strictly intuitively, you know what I mean? Of like, like just kind of winging it day by day, and it's just like obviously gets the job done and you got through the day, but it's very stress inducing because you kind of have to plan your day as you go. And I feel like for some of you that just doesn't resonate with you, or if you have been living in a strict routine and it's just like you'd rather live more intuitively, like I said, it's just like however you see this reading applies. And I'm basically just like kind of like explaining the fact that what you're manifesting right now is a lifestyle more suited and tailored to your needs and your feelings. And I'm gonna keep reiterating that so this doesn't like get too off track or like confusing. We also have the Lovers. Yeah, some of you could really be manifesting a new lover, or you're manifesting a romance with an existing partner. And here's that Gemini energy that I was talking about. Specifically, like in the big three, you can have a Gemini sun, moon, or rising, maybe even a Venus sign. And at the time that this reading is timeless, like I said, but at the time of filming this, I think we're going through like a Venus conjunct Jupiter, so take advantage of that. But with this, it just seems as if though like you're also manifesting a lover or kind of like an intimate partner, or just someone that really relieves stress or makes you feel better, or fills up your time and brings a sense of routine to your life. And it's like, once again, that doesn't have to be romantic. For some of you it could be. I feel like if you want it to be romantic, that's exactly what's coming towards you, because of course, this reading's about what you're manifesting. So if you want something, that's what you're gonna get. But I just feel like this is kind of like, it's kind of getting all the cracks and it's kind of covering all the corners, because I do feel like manifestation is, it can be passive or intentional, you know? But like I said, with this Lovers card, I do feel like a lot of you are manifesting somebody into your life. And honestly, I think that's just the best way to describe it. Like I said, I I honestly want to say that I keep repeating myself, because maybe you're the kind of person that has to be told something, the same thing over and over and over before you actually learn your lesson, or before you actually apply it. And not to, like, not in a rude way, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm very much the same way. I feel like I have the same conversations with people a million times before I actually make up my mind. Excuse me. But yeah, I just feel like, in turn, it seems as if though you've been really fixated on this. You're very fixated on what you're calling in right now and everything that I've mentioned, because I feel like it's something that you've been preaching for a while, and it's been something that you've been wanting or talking about for a good period of time now. And it's like, you're finally going to be calling it in. You're finally going to be, bringing something new into your life, especially in terms of your love life. Then we have Four of Swords. Yes, I literally knew it. You could be manifesting more. You literally are manifesting more rest. I want to say that there may be a few oddballs in here where you're like manifesting more work, but I feel like, over 60, over 70% of you guys are literally just trying to take a step back, or you're trying to rest more and also make time with friends. I feel like for a good portion of you, you felt pretty distant from your friends because you've been working so much, or you've been going at it so much, and you're like, girl, like, I'm tired. I want to go to the mall with my besties, or I want to go out to dinner, or like maybe people have been asking you to go out and you've constantly had to decline because you're so busy and you're doing so much and your routine is so like, and so I just feel like you've been manifesting that. You've been manifesting, an easier lifestyle, one that's more flexible, and one that you feel more in control over, honestly. I feel like that's what you're manifesting, pile one. I feel like you're manifesting more control. You're manifesting more like malleability in your life, if that's even a word. I feel like basically your routine and your day-to-day becoming more malleable and more, how do I say, flexible to your desires and what it is that you feel called to do, what makes you feel good. I'm going to pull one more card before I kind of wrap things up here. We also have King of Pentacles. So yeah, with the King of Pentacles, honestly, like I said, you guys could also be manifesting more money. And I feel as if though this money isn't really like a raise or like a promotion, but rather just like a random grant of money, because the book card did talk about like inheritance, windfall, or things like that. So it seems as if though you're manifesting a bunch of random blessings, like kind of lottery based things, like not like you're gonna win the lottery. And I mean, some of you could, like, not to rule out anything here, but I feel like it's kind of that vibe, like the vibe of like, I just won the lottery, something completely new just came into my life. And I don't know, like, this reading's so exciting because it feels as if though, pile one, leading up until this point, like I said, you've probably endured a lot of stress and a lot of like just terrible routines and just like terrible habits, and just being surrounded by people that you don't want to be around, or dealing with things that you don't want to deal with, or spending money on things that you don't want to spend your money on, or doing habits that you don't want to do, or like working a job that you don't want to work, things like that, or and I just feel like what you're manifesting is, like I said, like, I also feel like a lot of you are tired of being lonely, or you feel disconnected from your love life, and I feel like you're the kind of person that likes to be in your love life, if you know what I mean. So I just feel like you're manifesting love. And honestly, I feel like all of you are manifesting love, but it doesn't seem as if though it's like one particular type of love, I feel like, once again, it comes back to that whole nostalgia thing, that you could be manifesting something nostalgia based or love based, like, think like romantic lighting, dim lighting, cozy blankets, you know, like dates, things like that. Whatever love form that you're thinking of right now, that's exactly what you're manifesting, you know, because I feel like we all have a different definition of love. So I want to keep it real and say that that's probably what you're manifesting, what you're bringing in and calling in. So yeah, I just feel like to sum up this reading that like you've just been really tired of something and you've just been really tired of the way you've been living. So you're manifesting different routines, blessings, and people that will make a better, that will kind of like establish a more comfortable and set routine that you have more control over it and that you have more of a say in, and it's more comfortable and less like waking up in the morning and feeling gross type, you know? It's just like you're calling in something that will really stabilize your life and make the day-to-day a lot more manageable and less overwhelming. So yeah, that's all I have for you, pile 1. Thank you so much for watching. I hope the reading resonated. If it did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Other than that, thank you so much for watching again. I love you. Bye. Hello, pile 2. If you chose the Pastel Journey Tarot, this is going to be your reading for what are you manifesting right now. So we're going to get into the Oracle cards first because I'm really excited. I'm really excited about your pile in particular too. So I pulled quite a few Oracle cards today, and you actually got the most of these cards. So yeah, let's get right into it. So we have Full Moon in Libra, find a balance. Protect your heart. Volcano. Blueberry, peace, meditation, acceptance. And then we have grasshopper. Situations in the balance that require careful handling. Funnel, period of frustration, lessons to be learned. Dog barking, advice from a friend. And horseshoe, good luck. Now, the reason I'm excited about your pile is because honestly, when I pulled your Oracle cards, I was very confused. And then as I kind of sat with them more, I was like, oh, pile 2. So, honestly, with this Volcano and Protect Your Heart card, these are kind of the cards that kind of threw me off or kind of had me feeling some type of way. But I feel like you've been kind of stressed, pile 2. Like, there's something in your life that you've really been stressed about. And honestly, for a vast majority of you, I honestly want to say that it has to do with your home life, or it has to do with like groups of people. Groups of people could be involved, or like community-based stuff could be involved. So like school, work, there's just something in your life that isn't you. It has nothing to do with you. There is just different aspects of your life that are really stressing you out. Like think some like a dog barking, like literally a dog barking at you. That's what it feels like. Literally a person that is just telling you off. I don't know why. Like it just feels like that. And I feel like what you're manifesting, pile 2, is more peace of mind and more civilized. Like think, like when I say civilized, just more like civil. Just that's what I'm sensing. Like just something more civil, something more appropriate, something more, how do I say? Just something that's more organized, you know? I feel like you're manifesting a lot of order into your life, something that's a lot less stress-inducing, and something that just, like, makes you want, like, to, like, be normal, you know? Like, I don't really know how to explain it. When I say that, I just mean that there's something in your life that's literally been making you want to blow up, something that's making you want to snap, and I feel like what you're manifesting is more protection from things that are out of your control. So for some of you, it could be like moving away from something. It could be getting away from something. It could be manifesting people into your life that stick up for you more, you know? Or you're manifesting a more calm routine, or you're manifesting that the people that you live with really annoy you and they're finally going on a vacation, or you're manifesting more money so that you can go on a vacation yourself, you know? Just, I feel like with manifestation, it can be super broad when it's discussed as a topic like this, or when it's kind of given as a generalized thing or like generalized reading, but then when you kind of apply it from person to person, it's very specific, but it still very much fits into the topic at hand, which is the manifestation. And so like the reason why I'm kind of like elaborating on that is because I want you to understand that this could differ from person to person, but it's safe to say that what you're bringing in, pile 2, is that you're bringing in something that will bring you more peace of mind and a lot more time for yourself and a lot more just like introspection, just something that will kind of let you do more inner work and kind of let you sit with yourself more and have more conversations with yourself, because I feel like the lifestyle that you've been kind of living has been very overstimulating. So I think that you're manifesting a huge break from it, or like a moment's worth of just calm. And for some of you, it could be anything. It could be spanning over the course of a few days, or some of you even like a few years. But I also feel like with this funnel card here, I think that before it gets any better, or before this piece starts coming to you, I do think that there will be a bigger boiling point, or that there will be a huge culmination point. And I'm just being honest because I don't want to sit here and just be like, oh, like everything's gonna be like peaches and rainbows, like pots of gold. Because I do feel as if though like manifestation is also very passive, and like how you feel, good or bad, can manifest good or bad. And I feel as if though like what you're manifesting right now is for things to kind of finally boil over, so that things can kind of be smoothed out, because I do feel as if though passive aggressiveness has been a huge theme for some of you, or like you've been biting your tongue in different aspects of your life. And what I mean by that is I feel like, if you have been having someone barking at you, like you've been biting your tongue and kind of been like, oh, like it's whatever, like I'll just deal with it. Or if you have been getting treated bad at the workplace, or you've been underpaid, you're like, oh, it's whatever, like I'll just deal with it. It's just like there's been a lot of you saying, oh, I'll just deal with it, or oh, something better will pan out. And it's like, it's true, something better will pan out, but the fact is that you have to deal with something a little bit bigger before things kind of start getting better. It'll be a huge spike before things kind of start like going down, really, simmering down. Because I do feel like a lot of your life has been leading up to a huge climax, and I feel like this climax is very much coming upon you before you can kind of like settle things down. It makes me think of like, you kind of have to like, when you're organizing a pantry, or like, organizing a closet or something, it's so much easier to take everything out and kind of restart, or it's like if you're trying to build a new house, you wouldn't break the house down in chunks and pieces. You would break the whole house down, clean it up, and then start a new house. It's like, or you kind of just leave the house and you start somewhere else. Sorry, I was like comparing it to Minecraft low-key, but you know what I mean. Pile 2, that's what you're manifesting. You're kind of manifesting for everything to kind of like just happen, like that moment where the closet gets cleaned out, or everything gets taken out, or the house gets demolished. It's like you're manifesting that climax to where you can start anew from everything that has been taken down, or like destroyed. And I don't want to sound like crazy or be like, oh, like what you're manifesting is like chaos and like big things coming to you and big changes to where like your life gets destroyed. Well, no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that like things will finally reach a boiling point to where you can tolerate it, And it's like, I feel like the universe has honestly really been pressing your buttons and testing your patience. And I think this, honestly. And I feel like you've been like biting your tongue, and you've been like, smiling through the pain, It makes me think of that meme where that guy's like red-eyed and like screaming, and he has like a mask on, and it's just like a poker face. But I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. But basically what I'm trying to say here is that like I feel like you've really been being tested, and you've done a great job of passing the test. And I feel like you've done such a good job of proving your patience and proving that you can in fact wait for the things that you desire and want to call in. And I feel as if though balance is exactly what you're bringing in. I feel like you're going to get a lot of payback, good payback, what I mean, sorry. But it's just like if you've been getting underpaid, I feel like a lot of you are manifesting like that back pay, that fat back pay check. And if you have been dealing with people that have been treating you bad, it's just like you'll manifest apologies from them, or them just leaving your life, or them getting out of your way, you know. And if you have been feeling lonely and you feel like you've been, you know, really trying to get back out there in the dating world, you know, you'll manifest more romance and love into your life, you know. Just whatever it is that you feel like you've been trying so hard and investing in so much of so little results, you'll finally be getting those results coming here soon. But it'll happen after everything kind of boils over and the dust kind of settles, because I just feel as if though it's unrealistic for you to build off of the life that you're living now, simply because that, like, you know, it makes me think of like a house built on top of an old cemetery. You know, I think of like, you know, it makes me think of like Scooby-Doo shows when like they would visit like a place, and then like the place is like built over an old cemetery and the place is like haunted, you know. It's like basically what I'm trying to say here is that you're manifesting a completely new lifestyle, one where you can kind of start all over again and kind of move forward and apply the lessons that you've learned leading up until this point without the baggage of those lessons, you know, without the bad parts of your life haunting you or making you feel like you don't deserve something, or kind of like ruining your energy, you know. And it's just like, I just feel as if though like you've been really working at it. So basically like new things are coming towards you. Completely new lifestyle. So yeah, I'm gonna move everything out the way. I really want to get into the tarot. I'm like really excited to get into this tarot. Your reading's probably gonna be really long. I hope you don't mind. I don't know where to put this. I'm just gonna set it aside. Just pretend it's like still there. Right? Sorry, Pile 2. I know that I just said that the universe was pressing your buttons. Here I am pressing your buttons too. You're like, I'm about to comment something extremely evil right now. It's nothing personal. Yeah. I haven't used this tarot deck in one of my readings in not a while. I think I used it pretty recently, you know, but it's like, yeah, Vanessa Samaina's, she's releasing new decks and I still need to pre-order them. I don't know why I haven't done it yet. Anyways, what is Pile 2 manifesting? What is Pile 2 manifesting? What is Pile 2 manifesting? Alright. For your card, we have the Magician. Well, if that doesn't say manifestation, I don't know what will. And then bottom of the deck, we have Knight of Cups. Some of you... Ooh, and the Death card. Some of you could be manifesting like a lover or something like of an offering. I feel as if though, like, I'm not gonna lie, like for some of you it could be romantic because the Knight of Cups is often talked about in a romantic fashion. But I also feel like for the vast majority of you, you're just kind of manifesting like an offering, maybe through like a more masculine energy, you know, so like maybe a boss, a father, something of the sorts, maybe even like a brother or something. But it's pretty safe to say that you're manifesting an offering of some sorts with the Magician card. I mean, Magician card is literally just trademark manifestation, someone that's calling in something new. So there's that. I did this in Pile 1. I think I'm going to do this one too, where I put the ice cream card over here because it's really bothering me not having it on the screen. Sorry. But yeah, I feel as if though for a good portion of you, your energy is becoming very potent right now, and you know it, honestly. We also have King of Wands. I'm not gonna lie, Pile 2, like it really does feel as if, okay, I just got like a really random message, but with the Protect Your Heart card, I feel like you've been playing it really safe in one aspect of your life. This is for those of you that want to hear a romantic or like a romance message. I feel like you've been, something really hurt you. There was a situation that really hurt you and it just kind of left you kind of bitter. And I feel like you're manifesting more vulnerability into your life, whether it's from yourself or from somebody around you or somebody coming into your life. I feel like you're really opening up your world to something more, and I feel like you're becoming more receptive and more allowant, you know, more enabling towards good things coming towards you, because I feel like for a good portion of you, you felt like you couldn't have good things. I felt like you felt like your life was doomed to be chaotic, or you were doomed to deal with things that you don't want to deal with, or be around people you don't want to be around. And honestly, I feel like you're manifesting so much peace. And, well, pile two, if you didn't, I'm sure you heard that because my room's right next to the front door, but the UPS guy just delivered a package. So remember how I was talking about a new offering coming towards you? I mean, it just happened. So I don't know if that's extra confirmation, because I strongly do not believe in coincidences. But yeah, I also feel like for some of you, with that being said, you could also be manifesting just like more stuff. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that you want, because obviously, like, Taurus moon here, I'm material girl, okay? I'm a material girl and I love stuff, okay? And I know that sounds kind of shallow, but make fun of me all you want. It simply will not change the fact that I love stuff. And I feel like you're manifesting more stuff. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that you want, you know? And when I say that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Go open your Amazon cart right now, and that's what I'm talking about. But I just feel like, you know, in general, like, this reading just gives me this vibe that, like, you're manifesting something more into your life. And as I was saying, I was talking about how, like, there's something about this Protect Your Heart and the King of Wands that leads me to believe that, like, somebody really just, like, did you in. And this is a very specific message, so if it doesn't resonate, if you just leave it. But I just feel like for some of you, somebody really did you in. There is this person that really kind of like left you bitter and maybe even really hurt you or made you feel some type of way or like deceived you. And as a result, you've been kind of penting up a lot of emotions and energy. And with the Protect Your Heart card, like, you've been very, not abrasive, but, you know, think like rose garden with thorns, you know, like, wow, not me quoting Taylor Swift's song, but, you know, I feel like a vast majority of you have been protecting yourself and really keeping yourself safe within the circumstances because you feel as if though that history could repeat itself, or that your one experience, your one negative run-in with somebody will it's kind of like a preview for how all of your experiences will be. And honestly, pile 2, I just want to say right here, right now, it's simply not true, because it definitely seems as if though, like, deep down you do want connection and you do want something sweeter in your life. And I feel as if though somebody is coming into your life. And honestly, I feel as if though this person will come at you in a way that you want them to. I don't know. Love has really been in the air of all of the readings that I've been doing lately. It's kind of strange. And, you know, at the time of filming this, we are going through like a Venus conjunct Jupiter. So take advantage of that if you're watching this while I am uploading it. But, you know, I just feel like you're manifesting something so much better into your life, and something a little bit more. I know, like, that sounds really broad now that I'm, like, thinking about it. Sorry, I just, like, paused. I was, like, thinking about what I just said, you know, so much better. That's just so, like, broad. But, you know, I just feel like when I say so much better, you know exactly what I mean. Because there's something about your life that you want to change. Something about your living space that you want to change. Something about your relationships and your connections and the way you go about connections that you want to change. And you very much understand that if you change them, your life will greatly improve. And I feel like you felt like you haven't been able to make these changes or implement anything new into your life that is so much better. And so therefore you're manifesting an opportunity to where you can kind of wrap things up in your life and kind of leave them behind, and, you know, do a huge decluttering of your emotional and mental headspace. Not headspace, but, you know, like, you're just doing like a huge decluttering moment of your heart and your mind that will kind of allow you to create space and to implement these changes that I keep talking about, you know? And it's just like, yes, with the full, oh my gosh. Wow. Sorry, like, I hate to sound like a typical tarot reader and be like, oh my god, but, like, I don't know, that really shocked me, because especially since we have the Fool card and the Magician, you know, because it's like the Fool and the Magician, that's how the tarot goes, you know? Like, basically what I'm trying to say is that it's synchronized, you know, it's in order, because 0 to 1. I don't know why I'm sitting here explaining that. Y'all know how to count. Why am I moving on. I'm sorry, pile 2. But, you know, like the Fool card, you know, it's literally the beginning of the tarot, you know, it's the beginning of the Fool's journey. There's really no other way for me to describe this. I really can't sit here and fabricate a whole story to feed you pile 2. Like, I hate to say it, but like, you're literally manifesting a new journey, and I do feel as if though this new journey is going to come within like the next few months. I feel like it's coming in pretty quickly, and I say the next few months because I do feel as if though, despite the fact that this is a few months kind of sounds like a long time, but I feel like compared to the big changes that are coming, it really is a lot quicker than one would think, you know, like moving homes, or like starting a completely new career, or, you know, getting into something, or starting that leap of faith, you know, getting into something completely new that you haven't been really involved in before. And it's just like, a few months is such a short time span for the magnitude of the changes that you're going to be implementing into your life. And so therefore what I'm trying to say is that like these changes, no matter how big or small, will happen pretty quickly for what kind of change it is, you know? So if it's like rearranging your room or getting new furniture or something, it will happen within the next few weeks, next few days, which is pretty quick for new furniture, and you know what I mean. But for some of you, you know, moving homes, I just like, I don't know, like I pick up a lot of like vibes of like moving homes in this reading, because it feels as if though like whether or not you actually be moving homes, it's just a sense of like leaving something behind, or demolishing something, or completely decluttering something that is no longer serving you or no longer helping you feel good about your life. And so it's just a sense of like you're really moving on from something and really like throwing something away, you know? You know, like when you're eating a plate of food and you don't finish all the food because the food is freaking gross, you throw away all the food and then you wash it, you know? Please don't put a full plate of food in the sink for someone else to wash it. If you do that, that is not very respectful. But, you know, like I just feel like, you know, you're manifesting that purging moment. You know, you're manifesting this purging moment that will kind of get rid of everything that you're dealing with that you don't want to deal with anymore, because you don't need to deal with it anymore, because it literally just makes you feel gross. And why would you deal with something that makes you feel gross? And I feel like, you know, like after that is when like all of the hard work that you've been putting in leading up until this purging moment will finally just kind of happen out of nowhere. You know, it'll literally be like the Hoover Dam just going down out of nowhere. You know, it's just like, what I'm trying to say is like you've been working really hard up until this point, and you feel like your manifestations and all of your wishes really haven't been coming true, and all of the things that you've dreamed of and desired haven't really been coming to you, and therefore has been causing a lot of frustration and a lot of like heartbreak, and manifesting a lot of extra frustrations. And it's just been like really hard, you know? And basically, I feel like there will be a huge moment where everything kind of gives in and everything kind of collapses. You clear it away, and then suddenly all that hard work you put in prior to this moment will suddenly just like pay off out of nowhere. And you're like, you know, and it'll just like give you whiplash, you know? And justice. Lots of Libra energy here. You could be a Libra, or you could be dealing with Libras. Same with this whole Cancer thing. You could be dealing with Cancers in your life. But I just feel like with this Justice card here, it made me immediately think of justice will be served. Justice has been served, you know? And I just feel like you're manifesting just that, you know? And I honestly feel like every card that I'm pulling now is just kind of reiterating the original point, which is that you're getting like this whole purging moment that I've been talking about. And I just feel like with this Justice card, there has also been a lot of unfair treatment towards you. I feel like you've been getting treated pretty, not badly, I don't want to say you've been being mistreated, but, you know, it's pretty safe to say that you've been dealing with something that you don't really need to be dealing with, or there has been treatment that doesn't really need to be there, you know, like you've been being treated some type of way that you don't need to be treated. And therefore, like, karma is really about to come in, and if you have been bad, then it will it will serve you that karma. But if you've also done a lot of good deeds, it will kind of just like, you know, pay you back, you know? I just feel like karma will kind of set everything straight, basically. And I very much feel like you have a logical enough approach and a realistic and mature enough approach to where you very much understand, and you're very much willing to kind of wrap things up and pay the prices so that you can finally just move on with your life. Because once again, at the base of this reading, it's all about peace, and it's all about you finally just living more comfortably without the burdens of the emotional and like physical baggages. Like, I'm sensing like a lot of clutter in your house, honestly. But I just feel like you've been dealing with a lot of emotional baggage that you didn't even realize you still been holding on to. And I feel like this will finally be a moment where you can kind of just let it all go in just one sitting, and it'll just be so relieving, and you'll feel so excited to start this new adventure, pile 2. You don't even know. Last card, the Hermit card. You could be a Virgo. You could have major Virgo placements. And yeah, I just feel like with this Hermit card, you've been alone for a good portion of your life, honestly. But for some of you, it's just been like a really long time coming, because you've really been doing the work on yourself, and you've really been trying to keep everything together. And maybe for some of you, you felt like you didn't have the time to process the emotions because you were so focused on responsibilities in terms of like the 3D, like having to do this, having to deal with that. It seems as if though every time you started to actually process your emotions, something in your physical realm would kind of happen and throw you off, or there was just things within your physical realm that didn't really allow you to do introspection, or to really allow you to retreat away into your emotions and kind of really feel things through and process things. I feel like there's a lot of things you haven't been able to fully process, and I feel like one big thing that you're also calling in is the time and space to actually process these things and kind of deal with them, and kind of really confront yourself, and really reflect on how you felt these past few months slash weeks slash years. And it's just like, it'll be a huge purging moment, and it'll be very healing and very cleansing, and you'll realize so much. And once you do realize all of these things, it'll just be kind of this moment where you're like, wow, y'all, like, I don't have to live this way anymore. I don't have to feel bad anymore. Like, everything from now on is within my control and within my responsibility. And honestly, it just feels so much easier taking self accountability. I feel like all you really want to do is to hold yourself accountable more, and to understand that things are a result of your choices and not other people's choices. I feel like you're so tired of dealing with things that aren't even your fault. I feel like you have no problem dealing with something if it's your fault, but it's just like when it's other people's doing, it just feels so much more frustrating and so much more like personal. So yeah, I think I'm going to sum up this reading by saying, Pilot 2, what you're manifesting is like a huge decluttering of your energy and things that no longer serve you, to where you can kind of bring in like an era of your life where you have all the time and space in the world to kind of just work and develop a steady routine and new adventures, and to kind of like bring in new offerings, romantic or not, through connections, and really get to know yourself and other people, and to finally have like this space to kind of process the things that have happened to you leading up until this point, and to finally manifest vulnerability into your life, not only from yourself but from other people, so you can finally feel more connected to people, and you can feel more connected to yourself, so that you can manifest even more good things. This kind of seems like the first step in getting the ball rolling into where this is kind of like the era that will snowball into like a more fulfilling lifestyle, Pile 2. So yeah, Pile 2, that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for tolerating me throughout this whole reading. If you did sit through this whole reading and deal with me, I appreciate you. Other than that, I love you so much. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Bye. Hello, Pile 3. If you chose the Apparition Tarot, this is going to be your reading for what are you manifesting right now. So, we have quite a few oracle cards here, actually, and you got the second most of these tea leaf cards. But hopefully there will not be any interruptions in your reading, because in Pile 1, the laundry machine was going crazy, and in Pile 2, the UPS driver delivered a package. So I'm just hoping that this pile will be normal. Anyways, for your oracle cards, we have Last Quarter Moon in Taurus, Be Proud of Yourself, Inside Looking Out, Fear that the light will bring judgment, butter pecan, reason, market, sell. Oh, sorry, I just bumped into the camera. Well, there goes my hopes of the reading being completely clean. Scales, keep your life in balance. Bird, flying, news is on the way. And spear, heartache over what you no longer have. This looks right? What if I could move these up a little bit? Yeah, that looks good. So honestly, pile 3, let's address the spear card because I know you're screaming, crying, and throwing up just looking at it. I honestly feel like this heartache over what you no longer have has been an ongoing thing anyways. It doesn't feel like something's coming into your life that will just change it and make you upset. I don't feel like you're gonna lose something, and I feel like if you are losing something, it's gonna be very much something that you don't need anymore, but you definitely clung on to out of survival. And I feel like that's where the heartache comes in, because I feel like there's this honestly feel like heartache is always described as losing something good, but honestly losing something bad can also cause heartache. It's losing something that was bad for you can also cause you heartache. So I want to get that out of the way, pile 3, because I don't want to sit here and make you feel uncomfortable. But with the keep your life in balance and bird flying card here, it really does seem as if though that's exactly what is coming. I feel like, so with this pile, while I was pulling the oracle cards, it made me feel like you're getting recognition for something or appreciation for something. Perhaps a promotion, or, if you're starting a business or something, you'll get sales. Or if you, accomplish something, you'll get a lot of, appreciation and recognition for it. It makes me feel like with the inside looking out card, it almost seems as if though you're also manifesting some time to yourself, or some time for you to kind of finally appreciate yourself, or some time inside, or some time to finally rest and not be so freaked out about everything going on in your life. Because it does seem as if though you've been living a very routine and very robotic life in this reading, honestly. And the reason I'm saying that is because moon in Taurus, I have a Taurus moon. So this very much makes me feel like maybe you've been going through a lot of the same themes that Taurus moons have been going through. Perhaps you could even have a Taurus moon. But besides that, what I'm trying to convey here is that I just want to say you're not alone. And I also just feel like you've been living this very robotic routine. And it's not to say that you don't like the routine or that it's particularly bad. But I just feel like because it's not that good, or it's not serotonin inducing, it's definitely something that you feel neutral about. And I feel like there has been a lack of stimulation to your emotions and your 5 senses, and therefore it has been causing you a lot of stress. And I feel like you've been hoping for something to give in your life. In some aspect, there is something about your life that you really want to give in. And I feel like what I'm talking about, pile 3. And I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, you already know what I'm talking about, so that's the reading, lol, have a good day. But what I'm trying to say here is that there is something in your life that you've been wanting it to kind of bring in. And I feel like you're also going to be manifesting the capacity to really appreciate yourself and really look back on how far you've come and actually be like, wow, y'all, I really did that. And I feel like maybe this has been a long time coming, because I feel like for a lot of you, you've been going unnoticed by even yourself. And because of that, it's kind of caused this lifestyle where you're very drained and you feel like you're doing everything for literally no reason. And because of that, it's probably caused you a lot of stress and a lot of heartache. And I feel like it's pretty safe to say that with the bird flying card here, something is coming your way. You're manifesting a message. You're manifesting a new offering coming into your life. And whatever this offering is, I can't really say, but I really do feel as if though for the vast majority of you, it will come in the form of really good news. Because I feel like this news will be good either way, because obviously it doesn't specifically say good news. So it's not to say that this news could be something completely good. It could be you're losing this, or this is leaving your life. And I hate to sit here and because I feel like there is this painful neutrality to this reading, and I don't want it to go unnoticed, because I don't think lying to you will help this situation that you've been going through, pile 3, nor will it help anyone. But what I'm trying to say here, pile 3, is I do feel as if though you're losing something in your life. Something in your life will leave you. And I don't want to, like, I don't want that to sound like something good, but I just want to say it's something very much that you need to get rid of. Because I feel like in order for balance to be restored in your life, you need to get rid of something that is so parasitic and something that is like, you're not really that, how do I say, and honestly, like, with the fear that the light will bring judgment, I feel like for a good majority of you, you've already cut off something or you've already gotten rid of something, but it's more of opening up about it and more being of honest about it, you know? For example, like quitting your job, and like no one knows that you quit your job, and like you're afraid that people will be like, you need to go find another job, and you're like, no, but like I want to do something else for monies, you know. And I feel like, you know, it's kind of that vibe, you know, like you left a relationship without telling anyone, or you moved homes without telling anyone. And it's like, you know, obviously in that process, what I'm only mentioning that you gained something, but the truth is you had to get rid of something to get there. And that's kind of what I'm talking about, pile 3, is that like, yes, you may be losing something or be getting rid of something, because I do feel as if though, like, if we do have Taurus influence here, I don't think that this is something that you're losing, but rather you something voluntarily got rid of, because separating something from a Taurus that they want to keep in their life is literally like impossible. Like, you can't do it. If someone had, I don't know, like, I'm a Taurus moon, and I just want to say, like, if you had me at gunpoint and you were like, you need to get rid of all your stuff that is valuable to you, I would look in your face and start laughing, be like, girl, pull the trigger, because I'm not doing it. And it's just like, I feel like that's the kind of energy that you very much embody, pile 3, is that you're very stubborn, but you also have like this Venus tendency to want people to also approve, or for people to agree with you, you know? And I feel like the reason I say Venus is because I feel like, you know, you could have Taurus or Libra in your chart, but regardless of the case, like, you still have Venus in your chart, because you could have like a very interesting Venus placement, particularly like a water or air placement there. But what I'm trying to say here is like, I know I keep like getting off track, but it's just like, it feels as if though you're very stubborn and you very much will go your own way, but simultaneously, like, you just would rather people agree with you. And if you think that people will disagree with what you have to say, or if you feel as if though like your goals and aspirations and what you're trying to do will cause, you know, like controversy or conflict, you'd rather not share it out of fear of judgment or out of fear that people would disagree with you. And I feel like you're mustering up a lot of the courage to finally stand up for the fact that, hey, like, this is what I want. This is what I want to do with my life. And I feel like you're manifesting a lot of balance. And I feel like you're manifesting a lot of like agreement and harmony in your life, especially with this inside looking out card here, because it gives me this card is giving me this vibe that like this is something that you've been kind of keeping to yourself for a while, or you've been kind of like ruminating about for a really long time now, because you're really afraid to finally admit to yourself and people you really care about, like, hey, like, this is what I want to do. I don't want to live this life anymore. And I'm honestly really proud of myself right now because I've gotten this far. And I feel like I'm kind of painting in broad strokes here, but it's just like I said earlier with the whole, like, you know, maybe you quit a job to go get a new one, to start a new entrepreneur route, or you left someone, you know, like that vibe, you know, like, I feel like it's just a sense of like, I'm not going back, you know. And I feel like people very much, like, you've been afraid of the idea of sharing because you feel like people will disagree with you. And honestly, I feel like what you're manifesting is, first of all, you're manifesting for those people that do agree with you to stay and those that don't agree with you to leave. Because honestly, like, you deserve to be supported by everybody, especially yourself. So it's like, I just want to say, Pilot 3, like, I think that you're really calling in a lot of peace into your life and a lot of just like stability and a lot of like things being smoothed out, because it really does seem as though there was a lot of turbulence in your life and a lot of things that were stressing you out. And it's just like, you were like, girl, like, I can't do this right now. Like, I can't keep hiding. I can't keep being so hard on myself or keep, you know, pinning myself to standards that I don't even resonate with, you know, like, I'm not trying to be like other people. I'm just trying to be myself, you know. And I do feel as if though this does have to do with finances and possessions and money and anything that has to do with the 3D, especially since we have, you know, Taurus here, which correlates to the second house. So yeah, I'm gonna move these things out of the way so we can kind of get into the tarot. I'm gonna put this here. But yeah, it really does seem as if though you're manifesting a lot of courage, and you're manifesting a lot of appreciation and a lot of like motivation to keep going the way you're going, you know? And it's just like, I feel like you don't need to manifest more stuff, like, you know, in terms of like finances and stuff like that, because I feel like you have the capacity to bring it in yourself. I feel like your work ethic and your energy is so potent, but it's just like when there's conflict around you, I feel like it's one of those things that really just breaks you down, or really like stresses you out, really agitates you. And so it's like, I feel like you're manifesting those things away. You're like purging things that would cause said conflict, and you're bringing in more of that agreeable, enabling energy that allows you to free flowly and do what it is that you're wanting to do, so that you can bring in all of the good things that you're, you know, trying to bring in through whatever it is you're trying to do, you know. So for example, if you're trying to start a small business to bring in the big bucks, or, you know, to share your passions, you know, like, you're manifesting the environment to do it. That's what I'm trying to say. You're manifesting the environment to allow you to bring in even more of what you're looking for, because I feel like you very much understand that the environment that you've been living in is really hindering your energy and really hindering your ability to keep bringing in what it is that you want. So yeah, what is pile 3 manifesting? What is pile 3 manifesting? What is pile 3 manifesting? This card came out. Knight of Cups. What is pile 3 manifesting? And then what is the bottom of the deck? We have the Star. You could also be an Aquarius. So you could have like a bunch of fixed in your chart. So Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio. Oh, I also see the Hermit card here. I feel like, once again, you felt really alone. You felt very isolated with this Saturn in Aquarius. Who wouldn't be? But you know what I mean? Pile 3, I just feel like if you do have Aquarius in your chart, you've really been hit these past few years with realizations regarding your career, regarding your environment, because you realize that it doesn't resonate with you anymore, and that you really would rather live a life that is more suited to you, even if it does mean that it requires a bunch of slow starts and struggles, because you'd rather fight for a life that resonates with you than like be handed a life so easily that you don't resonate with. I feel like what you're manifesting is a life that is more true to you, and living a lifestyle and routine that is more tailored to your identity. And I feel like with the Star card here, that's exactly what it's talking about, because I feel like the Star card's a lot about inspiration and healing, and I feel like you're manifesting like a clear message, or like a very clear like indicator as to where you should go next. And I just feel like this is such a beautiful message, because I feel like with the Knight of Cups here too, you could be manifesting romance, since Knight of Cups does talk about romance. I got this card in pile 2, but I don't know if you'd resonate with pile 2, but if you felt called to it, you know, like, I'm not one to stop you, but for anything for the matter, but I'm just sensing that generally you're manifesting more sweetness into your life, and perhaps an offering through somebody that is a water sign, or you could be a water sign and you're trying to make an offering that will kind of bring more peace to your life. You know, I feel like with this Knight of Cups, I almost wonder if you are the Knight of Cups, you know, making a gentle offering to get rid of what it is that you've been like not resonating with. So like, if you have like a boss, you'll be like, hey, like, thank you for the great times, thank you for this, like, but I'm going to put in my 2 weeks today, you know? And it's like, I feel like you're doing it with that charming, sweet energy about you. And I feel like with the Star card too, it's just like, I feel like some aspect of your life will really hate to see you go. And I feel like you'd really hate to be honest about things that you know people will react very strongly to. But I just feel like with the Spirit card here, it's just like, you can't stand to live like this anymore. Honestly, pile 3, I feel like at the base of this reading, what you're manifesting is balance, and you're bringing in a life that is more true to you and more recognition for it and more recognition for yourself through either yourself or through others. And I feel like you're manifesting a lot of the motivation and courage to take a leap of faith so that you can live a life that is just more comfortable and way more like realistic, at least in your eyes, and one that makes you feel good, you know? And I feel like for a while now, like I said, you've been biting your tongue and you've been remaining pretty silent about like your lifestyle and a lot of the routines, your jobs, your schooling. And I feel like for a while you're like, hey, like this will do, like maybe it'll get better. But like it's been a while now and you're like, this is not getting better. I'm very much tired of it. And I feel like in terms of that, you very much isolated yourself from this lifestyle. You don't identify with it anymore. So it's this sense of like, finally, I'm just going to cut all ties and move on. I can't live like this anymore. Like I've spent this amount of time on it already. It's gone nowhere. It doesn't make me feel good anymore. In fact, it makes me feel worse. So let me just leave. Like my Uber's here. I gotta freaking go. Page of Swords, yes. Maybe for some of you, like with this whole fear of judgment thing, you've been dealing with like gossip, or you've been dealing with like people talking smack, or you know, just like a lot of drama, because I do see the Page of Swords as like a very hesitant and also very drama attracting card, because it is the swords and the page is very young. So, you know, it makes you think of like gossiping, you know, talking, you know, things like that. And it's just like, I don't feel as if though like all gossiping is bad. I feel like it's unrealistic to say that like not all of us gossip, and I think that's a little bit like shallow of me to say. I hate to be here and like everyone gossips, but it's just like true, you know. And I feel like by saying that, it's just like that's kind of the reality of it. It's just like you very much have realized the position you've been in terms of gossiping. I don't know, like I just want to keep talking about gossiping because it feels like you've been dealing with it with this Page of Swords here. I feel like I know a lot of people that are going to watch this reading, but it's just like the general theme here is that you've been dealing with a lot of excess drama, and you've been dealing with a lot of just this life that you just don't care about anymore. You're just like, girl, like this life is tiring. Like I'm tired of this job. I'm tired of this routine, you know? We also have Six of Wands. Yes, more recognition and more laudability, more credibility. And I feel like people will finally start appreciating you, but not all appreciation will be from good intent. I'm not gonna lie. You know what? Like this is how I'm gonna compare. You know when you try to quit a job and like they go from like treating you to garbage in the middle, you're like, hey, I want to quit. They're like, no, like you're such a good worker, we love you, we can work with you and compensate for you, you know, that kind of appreciation. I feel like some of the attention that you'll be getting here once you finally start taking this leap of faith will be kind of backhanded. And I feel like you very much know this. I feel like maybe this is what has sustained you in this terrible state of being for so long now. And I feel like it's once again just gonna be this final test before you're like, no, like I can't do this anymore. Like, bye, y'all. Like, I don't care if y'all appreciate me while I'm trying to quit. Y'all should appreciate me when I was working at it, not when I'm like, okay, I'm tired of y'all, you know? So it's just a sense of like you're finally bringing in this lifestyle that is just more resonant with you. I don't know, Pile 3. I feel like I'm kind of repeating myself over and over, but I feel like the reason I'm doing that is because I feel like this is kind of your thought process, in the sense that like I feel like you've been feeling very trapped in this thought process. I feel like you've felt like you've been going in circles with your thoughts, like the way I am with my words. I feel like you very much have been driving yourself crazy with that idea and the concept of like leaving something, but you feel stuck in it and you constantly have to repeat to yourself different things, you know, like, oh, like maybe it'll be this way, maybe it'll change, maybe it won't be this way anymore. And I feel like you've exhausted yourself to the point where like you have very much realized that nothing's gonna change unless you decide to make change. And I just want to say, Pile 3, I'm very proud of you, because I think in the world that we live in now, literally nobody cares how miserable you are, and if you don't make the changes yourself, literally nobody else is gonna do it for you. It is just the harsh reality. And I feel like you very much understand that. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you could have Earth in your chart, and I feel like, you know, like Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, I feel like you have that in your big three or in your inner planets, because it does seem as if though you've been kind of like doing this for the sake of money. I feel like something about finances, something about your living situation, something about like your 3D has really caused you to live like this and really caused you to like remain in this state of being, because you felt like you had to keep going with it, or like, you know, like, oh, if I quit my job, then I won't have enough money for rent, or you know, if I quit my job, then I won't have enough money for this, you know, or like if I leave this person, then I'll have to find my own place to live, you know. And it's just like I very much think that now you're just like, okay, whatever, like I literally don't care, like I'll like live on ramen and rice and live in a studio if I have to, but it's just like I can't live like this anymore. I need movement, I need change. And it's just like now you're kind of like over the fact that like you're just like, wow, I don't even care about money, like I just want to be happy and I want to feel good. And I very much feel like this mentality is definitely what has pushed you this far, and definitely pushed you to think so far into the idea of leaving a lot of these routines behind. One more card. Five of Pentacles, yes, it definitely has to do with this lack mentality, or this idea that there is something in your life that you have to keep in order. Like, if I do X, then I won't have Y, you know? If I quit Y, then I won't have X, or if I leave X, then I won't have Y, you know? It's just this idea of like, you feel as if though there's this huge cause and effect theme in your life, as if though like it's linear, or that you have to, like this is the only way to get it what you want. But I feel like you should understand, pile 3. I feel like what you're manifesting is an open mind, and you're also manifesting a lot of opportunities and a lot of monetization through external sources that you never would even guess that you would be able to like get to, you know. So it's like, oh, I never thought I'd be able to like monetize my social media. I never thought I'd be able to sell my art. I never thought I would be able to sell this. I never thought I'd be able to make money this way. I didn't know this company would want to sponsor me, you know? Just things like that. And I feel like once, like, I feel like this mindset has finally reached you, and you're kind of like leaving this lack mentality. I feel like what you're manifesting now is just like so much goodness through the fact that you very much understand what you come from. I feel like with this lack mentality, this Five of Pentacles energy, you know, like financial hardships, losses, you know, material loss, material scarcity. I feel like through experiencing that, you have really realized that it's never about that anyways. And I feel like you have manifested a surprising amount of good things. And I don't know, like I feel like you've kind of slowly proven to yourself and slowly really entertained the idea that like there's something more, you know, there's something more for you, you know. I can't really describe it, pile 3. You just know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, what I'm trying to say here is just like, you very much understand that it's not that black and white, and that it's not what it seems, and that you very much can have the life that you want. And you realize that some time ago now, and it was because of something that you decided to do, and it was some changes that you decided to implement in your life, and now you're deciding to go full throttle ahead in it. And I just feel like the more you keep balance in your life, pile 3, and the more you finally decide to yourself like, hey, I can't tolerate the things I don't want to tolerate anymore, the faster good things will come to you, and the faster these manifestations that I've been talking about this whole reading will come to you, especially in regards to finances. Because I feel like a lot of your manifestations right now heavily deal with your possessions, your finances, and your 3D realm, because I just feel like that's like what you really put a lot of value into, and something that you really makes you feel good, honestly. And yeah, I think I'm going to sum up this reading by saying that I feel like you've dealt with a lot of hardships, especially in terms of the workplace. For some of you, gossiping, like word of the mouth, and just dealing with a lot of drama, and dealing with a lot of conflict, and dealing with just like the overall pressure to people please, or to, you know, appeal to people's eyes, or to have people agree with you. But I feel like you're letting that go. And with that being said, you're also manifesting people into your life that will support you in your endeavors, and situations that will really, you know, like catapult you into a more favorable lifestyle. One that is so much more different than this terrible and scarce lifestyle that you were living in, and one that definitely sustained you for a while and, you know, helped you survive. But it's just like you're tired of surviving, and now you're manifesting all of the things into your life to help you thrive and live a lifestyle that is just more resonant with your identity, and one that really makes you feel like yourself again. So yeah, that's all I have for you, pile 3. Thank you so much for watching. If the reading resonated, like, comment, and subscribe. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. I love you. Bye. Hello, pile 4. If you chose the Gentle Heart Tarot, this is going to be your reading for what are you manifesting right now. Now, I'm not gonna lie, pile 4, literally every single pile today has had a mishap, and I'm very intrigued to see if you have any. Because in pile 1, my washing machine, or like the washing machine was going crazy, it was causing noise. And then in pile 2, the UPS driver delivered a package and like knocked on the door really hard. And then in pile 3, I kept bumping into the camera. And I literally told pile 3 about pile 1 and 2. And I said, oh, I hope nothing happens. And literally 5 seconds later, I bumped into the mic. I was like, girl. So yeah, this video has been all over the place. And I hope my Sag rising really shows itself, I guess. I don't know. So for your Oracle cards, because we pulled quite a few today. So let's just get right into it. For your cards, we have New Moon in Libra, Know You Are Loved, The One Who Hides the Sun, Alchemy, Grape, Prophecies, Spirits, and Magic. Sorry, I was trying to read that word. And Fly, A Period of Ill Health, Depression, and Flute, Disappointment in a Friend or Lover. And pile 4, like, let's just get right into it, because with the Fly and Flute card, I know you're just like rolling your eyes and like throwing up everywhere right now, and you're like, girl, like, what is this? But I want to say, pile 4, for the record, I feel as if though all the negative cards in this reading are referring to the life you've already been living, and it's providing context more of telling me what exactly it is you're manifesting. Because with the Fly and Flute card and the One Who Hides the Sun, it really does seem as if though someone in your life has really been leeching off of you, or there have been a lot of energy vampires / parasites in your life. And it really does seem as if though it's just causing a lot of stress. I don't know, like, I just get this feeling that with the One Who Hides the Sun, it makes me think of, like, this doesn't have to be the case for you, but like a parent that's like taking all of your money, or like a parent that's like treating you badly, you know, just like gaslighting and things like that, and just like manipulation. I just feel as if though for some of you there has been a figure in your life, or kind of this vibe in your life, where people are being one particular person. And you know, if this isn't resonating, I don't want it to sound like, oh, someone's like treating you bad, or someone's mistreating you, or like manipulating you. But like, honestly, if with how specific a message it is, I really do feel as if though there's a theme in your life where people have been treating you bad, or like not even that, but like just like this environment where you feel like you can't like excel in the ways that you would like to. And I feel like you've really been turning to spirituality and really been turning to the occult. And what I mean by that is, I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't the first reading you've watched, or you've really been hoping to manifest something more. And honestly, I want to say, pile 4, like, I hate to sound like I'm just like spoon feeding you like good news, but like I really want to say that like a lucky break is really coming to you. And it really will begin whenever you want it to. I feel like the moment you start setting boundaries for yourself and really start loving yourself. And honestly, like, I hate to say it like that, because it kind of sounds patronizing or like backhanded. Because like, I know it's not that easy. And I would know, because I've literally been in that position. But I just want to say, with this Know You Are Loved, pile 4, you need to stop enforcing the narrative that you aren't loved. You need to stop entertaining the idea that like you deserve bad things, or that you aren't worthy of good things. With this Alchemy card here, your energy is so potent, and I feel like deep down you've been hoping for a lucky break, and I feel like because of that, a lucky break is coming towards you. And I feel like that's kind of what will be able to snowball you into a better life, or into a better mindset, because I do feel like what you're manifesting at the core of this reading is a better headspace, a better heart space, you know. Because I feel like you've been dealing with a lot of BS, and I feel like the severity levels kind of depends from person to person. I don't want to say like every single person that's watching this reading has been going through it, you know, like screaming, crying, and throwing up in bed listening to Sweater Weather or like 21 Pilots. And you know what? For maybe some of you, it has been that way, and I'm sorry. But I also feel like for another demographic of you watching this reading, or like another group of people for you, you know, just like other people, I feel like it maybe hasn't been that way. You know, maybe it's been a lot less severe for you, but it's easy to say that the feelings are all the same, and that all of the, like disappointment and all of the pain has been the same across the board, regardless of what the context is. And honestly, I feel like what you're manifesting, pile 4, is just like the ability to really change your life and to have more control over your circumstances and over your feelings, because I feel like you felt out of control, or you felt as if though it was in other people's hands, and because of that it's caused you so much turmoil and stress, and it's probably been very annoying. But I do feel as if though, like with this fluke card here, I think that if somebody hasn't already revealed themselves, for some of you, I do feel as if though somebody who doesn't have your complete best interest in mind will reveal themselves to be a little bit less favorable in your life, or not as good as you thought they would have been. And because of that, I feel as if though moving forward, you'll finally start cutting people off. And I feel like you're manifesting the capacity to finally let things go, and to finally like let people go, and to finally just like enter a headspace where you're like, if you're not going to treat me right, then don't be in my life at all. If no one's going to treat me right, then I'm just going to be alone. I would rather be by myself and treat myself correct than to fill up the void with people that aren't even going to treat me okay. And honestly, it's not even a void, but you know what I'm trying to say, pile 4. Just the sense of like, what I'm trying to say is like, you'd rather be alone than be around people that don't treat you correctly. And I feel like you're manifesting just that. And as a reward for your boundaries and your effort to treat yourself better, or to be better and feel better, you are literally manifesting so many better people into your life. You're manifesting so much love. Think rose quartz energy. You did pick the gentle heart tarot, honestly, pile 4. So it's just like, you're manifesting so much sweetness into your life and so much gentle energy. Like, think genteel. Think good things. I hate to sound cliche, but, like, that's how I'm sensing it, like, genteel. And the reason I keep saying it like that is it makes me think of, like, you're so comfortable and you're so, like, cocky that you really pronounce a word not incorrectly, but, pronounce it differently, that vibe where you're so leisure and you're just so relaxed that you will sound out all the syllables in a word, It's just like you were explaining something to somebody so eloquently and so confidently that you will pronounce all the syllables out in a weird way, Like genteel, like turn your shoulder away and just like tilt your head up, just like that cocky energy of like, you're finally manifesting so much of that confidence and so much of like, not arrogance, but like, just like that kind of like self-absorbed ideal. And I hate to say that in a way that sounds like you're full of yourself, but more of in a way that like you are literally about to manifest you being your own biggest fan. And as a result, you will be manifesting that around you. And I also feel like for some of you, like, I feel like maybe some of you could even read tarot, or that you could, like, be into, like, a lot of, like, crystals and stuff like that. And I feel as if though, like, all the efforts you've taken to kind of sneak peek into better life, or manifest it, or bring it towards you, or attract better, it's like, it's just been, like, kind of building up, and you feel as if though the results have been quite sparse. And honestly, I want to say it's because of different things in your life, whether it be people or your physical environment. And honestly, like, this energy will all kind of give in all at once, and suddenly, like, you'll just be snowballed into a way better life. And it's just like, you'll be like, why did I even worry, y'all? Like, and it's just, I don't know, like, I feel like what I'm trying to say here is that, like, you've been living a life that just like was really bad for your health, despite the fact that maybe previous to this era of your life you were doing just fine and you were really thriving. And after a few bumps in the road and hitting your hitting your head on a rock a few times down, it's just like you kind of ended up in this space where you're like, man, why is this happening? I don't even care anymore. But I feel like you'll finally be setting your foot down, and you'll finally be like, girl, like, I'm just not living like this anymore. And I feel like your life will suddenly change before your eyes, and what you'll be manifesting is so much love and so much power and control over the circumstances, And like, I hate to like sit here and be like, oh, like good things are coming, because I feel like I don't want to like, I feel like you're very much the kind of person, pile 4, where you'd really rather not feed into delusions or like this idea of something that you feel as if though won't happen. But I feel like honestly, it's one of those things where you'll have to see it to believe it. And honestly, you will believe it because it's coming in pretty quickly here. And I don't know, like, I feel like the time frame kind of depends on how big it is, And it's like, for how big it is, it will come in pretty fast. For how small it is, it will come very fast, you know? It's like, if it's like a move or if it's like a new relationship or something like that, it will come in the next few weeks / months, which is a pretty small time frame, you know? Like, what I'm trying to say here is that for what a big change is, like for the big changes coming in your life, the time frame in which they will occur and will kind of happen upon you will be surprisingly short, because I feel like you've put in so much work. So it's like all of that hard work didn't go to waste. All of that labor you put into manifesting a better life or to get a better life, you know, it won't just like go nowhere, you know? It's labor, it's your energy, it's something that you put in. So it very much will come back to you. What is pile 4 at manifesting? What is pile 4 manifesting? What is pile 4 manifesting? What is pile 4 manifesting? Alright, we have 6 of crystals, which is the 6 of wands. And bottom of the deck is Ace of crystals. Wow. Oh my gosh, and then we also have Ace of diamonds. So yeah, it really does seem as if though you're manifesting a lot of passion projects and opportunities. Perhaps for some of you, more money. And the reason I say that is with the fly card and the Ace of diamonds. It really does, because the Ace of diamonds correlates to the pentacles, Ace of pentacles. So it does seem as if though you're manifesting more money for some of you. I feel like, honestly, I want to say for some of you, someone took your money. You could have a lot of 8th house in your chart because, or like you could be a Scorpio too, because all the purple here. Purple makes me think of Scorpio, honestly, because I'm a Scorpio and I really like purple. You could also be a Libra. You could have a Libra moon. Maybe you have a moon in the 8th house, or like 8th house in like Mercury or Venus. Or even first house, or like your sun. What I'm trying to say is like you could have 8th house in your chart. There we go. Like, let me not be like, go down all the planets and be like, oh, you could have 8th house in your sun, moon, Mercury, Venus, or Jupiter. And it's like, girl, you're listing out all the freaking planets. Anyways, that was off topic. Sorry, pile 4. What I'm trying to say here is I just feel like you're manifesting payback for all of the things that people have taken from you. And what I mean by that is, you know, if you have been giving people money, or if someone took your money, you'll be getting all that money back. Maybe not through them, but I feel like, you know, you'll be getting it, you know, back much nonetheless. And I feel as if though it's just like, it would be very unexpected. What is that? Do you hear that? Anyways, I don't know why I'm doing that. But I'm just so distracted right now. But what I'm trying to say here is like, I just feel like with the 6 of crystals, it's just like, wow, y'all, like, I didn't expect that investment that I made for it to come back to me like that, you know? Or it's like, wow, I didn't know that all this money that I put into it would come back to me like that. Or, wow, I completely forgot that I even did this, you know? Oh, like a friend magically just pays you back and you're like, oh my god, like I completely forgot I even bought that for you, you know? Like I completely forgot that I paid for your dinner that one day and now you're paying me back, you know? Just that kind of vibe, you know? Just unexpected money being returned to you. We also have 6 of cups. I feel like for some of you could also be very nostalgic right now. Perhaps for some of you could be really missing somebody, or really longing for somebody, or longing for a specific era of your life, or longing for a specific feeling. I feel like for a lot of you, it's just a sense that like you really tolerated something, you know, you really dealt with something that just kind of ruined your vibe. Because like I said earlier, I feel like this hasn't been the same way this whole time. I feel like there was a period of your life where you were literally thriving and kicking arse, you know, you were really on it, you were independent, you were thriving, you were like, girl, like ain't no one can stop me. And then suddenly a few bumps in the road and you felt like you've been reduced to like nothing. And like, not nothing, but you know, it's that dramatic, you know. It really feels as if though like suddenly everything got taken away from you, and you felt as if though like vampires came into your life and took everything. And it felt personal is what I'm trying to say, pile for it. You literally felt like everything negative that happened to you was personal, you know. It's literally the vibe of like, why did this happen to me, you know? And I feel like with the 6 of cups, what you've been longing for in terms of like good things coming into your life, and you know, like the era of your life where you felt as if though you were on top of the world, is literally coming back to you, you know. It's coming back to you where you can finally restore peace into your life, when you can restore all that has been lost, and you can finally build back, but with a more healthy mindset, with a more humble idea, with a more humble heart space, you'll be like, wow, like I really took this for granted back then, or wow, like I really didn't think I'd ever be able to come back to this. And honestly, I'm just so grateful to be back here, Like I feel like you're also manifesting a lot of gratitude. And what I mean by that is like you're manifesting a lot of gratitude because a lot of things are coming back to you, and a lot of goodness is coming into your life, Just the sense of like there's going to be a lot of things to be grateful for. And it's just, I feel like you won't really believe it till you see it, pile 4, because you're the kind of person, like I said, that would rather see it to believe it, and you don't like to be unrealistic, or you prefer logic over anything. And I just want to say, like, you will not believe the magic that is about to just like change your life. And I feel like it'll take one last disappointment. I feel like it will take one last mishap before things kind of snap, and you're kind of like, okay, that's it. You know what I mean? I feel like something's gonna make you snap, and that's what will kind of change like everything, that will kind of like, bring down the dam, that will like literally just everything will just kind of come to you out of nowhere after you finally have like that final last moment, Think like dropping your keys after a horrible day when you're trying to unlock the door, Or think like you run out of gas, so after like the worst trip ever. Think like getting just that one cherry on top thing that makes you snap and makes like the tears fall, makes you really upset. I feel like after that snapping point is when things will kind of just come to you out of nowhere. And I feel like this snapping point is very much necessary, because I feel like you've been very patient and holding it together. And I feel like the snapping point will finally make you realize like, hey, this is not okay. Like I'm not dealing with this anymore. And I feel like for some of you, you don't even need the snapping point. The snapping point is for those who need it. I feel like for others of you, you'll finally just kind of snap into yourself and realize, hey y'all, like I don't want to live like this anymore. I just want to be better again. I just want to be fine. And I feel like once you kind of draw that line, that's when kind of things will start changing for you and really shifting, because it's like your energy is very powerful, pile 4. Like you don't really realize it, but when you make your mind up, because I sense you're a very stubborn person, when you make your mind up, like things kind of just align for you, and you don't even really realize it. You just think that it's finally aligning to you, but like you have to realize that you are the creator of your own reality. And the minute you really make your mind up, pile 4, it's like big things happen. We also have 4 of Cups. Yeah, it really does seem as if though for some of you an offering is coming your way, if that wasn't already told at the Ace of Crystals and the Ace of Diamonds. It's just the sense of like big things are coming your way. And I feel like with the 4 of Cups, I also feel like it will come in the sense of like you have everything you need, and it's just like, do I really need this? It's just like you have everything you need, like wow. And on top of that, like this gets offered to you. It's like it will kind of be mirrored, the cherry on top of your snapping point, and then later on down the line, it will be the cherry on top of like, wow, this is the last thing I could have ever wanted, And I feel like with the 4 of Cups, it also comes off like this smug energy. Not saying that you're going to be smug or anything, pile 4, but just the sense of like, oh, like I already had everything go right. Like I already got the job promotion that I want. I already got my raise, and on top of that, my coworker / boss like brought me donuts to work today. It's just that kind of thing. That one last little good thing that makes you like feel so good. It feels so just like so good to a point where you're kind of even like smug about it. And like I don't want to like sit here and be like you're gonna be cocky about it or anything, but it's just like that's how good it's gonna be, to where like you realize, wow, like I can't believe this. But I do want to say, pile 4, like this is obviously like this is all the good things that I'm talking about will be kind of like later down the line. I feel like the beginning of it will kind of be you longing for something in the past and then you snapping. And I feel like what you're manifesting right now is the tools and the mindset and the ethic to get to this point, because I feel like you find satisfaction in working towards these things. I feel like you don't like when things are just handed to you, so that's why I'm kind of like saying that it'll come later down the line as a result of your hard work and as a result of you grinding, and really putting in the effort, because I feel like it will bring much more satisfaction. And I feel like that's very much what's coming to you. The materials, the work ethic, the people, the environment, for you to finally just like work towards it, what it is that you've been longing for. And I feel like it'll be so satisfying. Six of Swords. Yes, I feel like for a lot of you, you're leaving a very difficult time of your life behind. And I want to say it'll be around March. I want to say, this reading is timeless. You could literally find this like years after I've uploaded it. But, at the time of uploading this, Saturn's going to leave Aquarius in a few weeks, and so like I feel like that's what this reading is talking about. And it's just like, if not the case for you when you're not watching this after that's all happened, it will happen in a very short amount of time to where a shift kind of happens in your life, whether it be you or external circumstances. It'll just kind of cause you to finally snowball into a better lifestyle. And I know I keep saying snowball. It's honestly my new favorite thing to say now, because like I finally learned what it actually means. How in movies, like a small snowball, it starts like at the top of a hill and then it starts rolling down and it gets bigger and bigger as it starts rolling down. That's what it means, y'all. You probably already knew that. I'm a little bit slow to the game, but like I was just so excited when I finally learned that, so I had to tell somebody. So I'm gonna tell you, pile 4. But yeah, I just feel like with the Six of Swords here, it's just a sense of like you're leaving behind a difficult era of your life. You're finally just like, you're coming out of it and coming into a new era of your life. You get what I'm saying, pile 4? It's just like leaving something in order to pursue something else. And I feel like it'll start with more disappointments. And I don't want to, like, I hate to say it like that, but it's just like, I feel like you've also tolerated plenty of disappointments. And I feel like either A, it'll be one last thing that's like sets you off, or B, it'll just be one day you finally decide, hey, like I'm not doing this anymore. But regardless of the case, it's just a sense of like you're finally manifesting better and you're finally moving into an era of your life where it'll be easier to achieve your goals. I'm gonna pull one more card because I feel like I'm like repeating myself. Temperance. Yes, you could be a Sagittarius, or you could have Sagittarius in your chart, or Libra, but I just feel like you felt as if though there was just like, what I'm seeing with the Temperance card is finally balance. Finally a lifestyle where you can kind of just go about it intuitively and you can kind of deal with things as they go, as opposed to things immediately demanding your attention and causing you to drop literally everything and just make changes. I feel like for a good portion of you, you felt like you had to do things as they came to you, regardless of what you may have already been doing. But I feel like moving forward, you won't have to do that anymore, and you'll kind of be able to take things at your own pace, and there won't be such a strict time limit on everything that you do, and it'll just be so much less like stressful and so much less like anxiety inducing, pile 4. So basically what I'm going to sum up this reading is I feel like you're coming from a lot of hardships, and you're coming from a lot of like biting your tongue and dealing with like, like falling down a pit and like hitting your head on every single branch on the way down, but like I feel like you finally hit it. I feel like maybe for some of you, you've already hit rock bottom before or now, and it's just like not literally, but like metaphorically, you finally reached a point where there's no place but to go but up. And because of that, you're finally going to be leaving an era of your life that you no longer resonate with and that no longer serves you or makes you feel good. And as a result, you're just like manifesting so much love, and you're manifesting so much like solace and haven away from the things that have been causing you stress, perhaps through other people or through situations or through people you thought you loved or people that you thought cared about you, and it's just like you're finally leaving all of these things behind, and you're finally manifesting an era of your life that is just like one that kind of like is similar to the era of your life before all of this terrible stuff happened to you. And I hate to say terrible stuff, but I feel like that's kind of an umbrella term for the things that you deem as really bad. And what you're manifesting is a lucky break, and for you to finally start being able to reach your goals easier. So yeah, that's all I have for you, pile 4. I hope the reading resonated. Sorry if the language I used in it was kind of like black and white or kind of like aggressive, but I honestly think that is the best way to get the message through without like sugarcoating it, because I feel like you are tired of things being sugarcoated anyways. So yeah, thank you so much for listening, and I hope the reading resonated. If it did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you so much. Bye.